Chapter 1. And remember to tell people about the step down into the lounge. Siobhan Dempsey tried to hide her boredom. She knew she should pay attention to Saul's words as he droned on and on about how he wanted his lounge run. But honestly, a girl could only have a balding 60-something-year-old man tell her that flirting paid the bills so many times. She got it. All the servers and bartenders at the Stone Room did. The place was aptly named, not just because of the stunning exposed stone walls, but also because of the various gems that adorned everything from the diamond chandeliers to the ruby napkin holders. Wealthy men flocked to this high-end bar from all over the country. Not only was it housed in one of the ritziest hotels in New York, but its beautiful employees were classy enough to keep their clothes on, yet risque enough to show a little skin. The uniform at the Stone Room could best be described as expensively sexy in all black. Elegant black, as Saul called it. The kind that required silk and stilettos. How low the neckline dipped and how high the hem rose resulted in how much cash a girl wanted to leave with at the end of the night. Needless to say, none of the girls ever complained about the money. Letting her eyes drift over the plush slate-gray couches that sat atop dark hardwood floors, Siobhan was still surprised that she worked here. Before moving to New York, she'd only ever seen places like the Stone Room in movies. They certainly didn't exist in Oklahoma. She glanced past the sleek mahogany bar to the mirror behind the liquor shelves, checking her reflection before the place opened. She ran her fingers through her long light brown hair, which appeared significantly darker in the dim lighting, and practiced her happy-to-be-seating-you smile. The Stone Room screamed opulence and glamour. Siobhan had never felt so out of place in her life. She had no clue why Saul had given her the job 3 months ago, but she knew better than to question him. The money was good, and she didn't have to do anything that would potentially get her arrested. She looked at the other workers, whose ability to feign interest came naturally. Most of the bartenders and servers were performing artists. Siobhan guessed Saul thought they'd be able to put on a show for the customers, which explained why she was relegated to hosting duties. Evidently, painters, like their art, were better observed while still. Dropping a tray of crystal stemware during training had probably also made Saul's decision an easy one. A hostess she was, and a hostess she would likely stay. That is, if he allowed her to stay at all. Saul had made it clear that one more screw-up would cost her the job. She'd need to curb her innate clumsiness if she was going to keep the job she desperately needed. The meeting finally ended with a "Don't forget to smile seductively" from Saul. Barely managing to suppress a groan, Siobhan stood and turned to Marnell, one of the servers. "Who should I introduce you as tonight?" Marnell pursed her lips and cast her pale green eyes to the ceiling, which Siobhan knew was all for show. Marnell never left her apartment without that night's persona firmly in place. She also didn't leave without every blonde curl on her head in place. How about Scarlett? Marnell was an aspiring actress who had very peculiar beliefs about fame. The oddest was that her stage name was as important to hitting the big time as her talent was. So she picked a new one each shift with the hopes that it would click and she'd instantly be catapulted to stardom, or something like that. Siobhan shrugged. "I don't know why you don't just use your own name. It's so unique." "I've been Marnell for 26 years. And the only thing it ever got me was the nickname Nell and questions about growing up in the forest." Siobhan squinted. "I'm guessing that I'm supposed to know what that means." It looked like Marnell was about to launch off on her when Corey appeared holding a serving tray. What means?" Pointing a finger at Siobhan, Marnell answered, "She's never seen the movie Nell." Corey tilted her head slightly. "Okay, not quite the conversation I'd anticipated." "What were you anticipating?" Siobhan asked. Pretty much anything besides that." The girl's laughter was interrupted by a stern-looking Saul. "I've opened the doors. Try to act professional," he said before walking off.
"Lucky for him, I can act like I'm anything, including a Southern belle named Scarlett," Marnell said, with an overemphasized twang.